What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Axe Creation. Today we're going to be looking at some riff writing, and more specifically ways that we can tweak and manipulate our riffs to possibly add in an odd time feel against 4, just to give it a little bit of an off feel, switch to the upbeat, accent the upbeat, a little syncopation. And as you heard in the intro, I do that a couple different ways, and we're going to go over those 2 examples to be specific. But there's limitless variations that you can do to this. So I'm on a 7-string standard tuning. You don't need a 7-string. You can even come up with your own notes for this. But the main notes I'm playing is open and 4. Very simple for lesson purposes. Experiment with different note choices against the open string. It's a good way to learn dissonant intervals. So let's get started. On the first, here's the motif first. 4/4. Very simple. Right? So the first thing we're going to do to that, and all I'm playing is 4 and open, like I said before, and any dead notes. And that's our riff. Very simple, and you can speed that up as much as you like. So the first thing we're going to do to that is chop off the last beat. So essentially we're just going to repeat the first 3 beats. So essentially we're playing in 3/4, and we're going to keep that going against the same drum beat, which is in 4/4. So now our riff becomes this. Now instead of repeating that measures upon measures until we land on the downbeat of 1, we're going to keep our form very simple. So we're going to do everything we can to make these riffs, give them a turnaround as quickly as possible. So this particular variation, it's only 3 measures long, and we end up doing that variation of it 3 times before adding in the turnaround. And that's our turnaround. Very simple. Open. Some dead notes. 4 open. 0-7. Alright, so let's play that. Alright, that's the first variation. The second variation is the opposite. Instead of cutting down the riff and making it shorter, we're actually going to add in a note and make it longer. But we're only going to add in the note once, and that's for a reason. So essentially we take our original motif, right, and we're going to add a note at the very end. The last note of the riff is open. Right? So we're just going to play that note one more time. And what this does is it makes the riff, extends the riff by 1/8 note. And now when the riff starts over, in the second measure, you are now on the upbeat of 1. You're not on the downbeat anymore. So the riff, when you nod your head to the groove, the riff is now going to be on the upbeat. And we only add this note in once because we don't want to keep pushing it over. We want to stay on the upbeat. So we add in an extra note again, it would shift it down to the downbeat again. We don't want to do that. So we only add in the extra note once. So we have right, and then we have a full measure of a turnaround. It's again, because this can go on for a couple measures, but we want to keep it precise and distinct. So our last measure, very similar to the first fill, just we have to add in some notes and extend it to fill up the measure. Right, so just a couple extra 4s, a couple extra opens, still ending on the 7. I recommend downloading the tabs for this lesson. The link is down in the description. I'll put in some drum beats without the guitar so you can play along. I'll put in a couple different tempos for you. But definitely pop it on and listen to the music with the tabs in front of you. This way you can kind of see the music and you can mark down where the variations happen, and then you can, on top of that, create your own. So, as always, let me know what you come up with, and until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.